Thank you for waking up with Happy Ass. We come together to our mind, body, and spirit. And so in turn, we can make life brighter and sweeter for ourselves and for others. So y'all, I am glad you're here. But you know what? You know how on here, this is my personal confessional all the time. And I confess to you when I mess up. And it happens a lot, doesn't it? You know, I guess if we're going to be human and we're going to try to personally develop into the person we need to be, there's going to be some mess ups along the way, right? But I don't like to be mess ups where I haven't been kind. That really is not cool to me. It's not cool. Okay, so this is the deal. You know, okay, I'm going to tell the good and bad of this. The good in this is what I'm about to tell you is because I try so hard to live the life that I feel God would like me to live, which is being kind and loving and generous and gracious towards others. When I don't, I really feel it. I don't get to just, as a little kid, I was very, very conscious of doing the next right thing. And I had a very, very guilty conscience. And that's why I would try to do things, but I couldn't because my God or my spirit wouldn't let me do it. First, I'll apologize to you. There's a thing in AA that says when you're wrong, you promptly admit it. And it's all 12-step programs and stuff like that. So I try to do that on a daily basis. And that's kind of the 10th step where you just kind of look at what you did. And, hey, was it the right thing? Was it the best thing? Was it the kind thing? Well, I was talking. I'm not going to go too into it because I don't want to reemphasize what I'm apologizing for. I was talking about a man in a meeting and I was unhappy with how he acted. And I think I was embarrassed because he was talking about being a Christian and then he went on to talk negative and stuff like that. Well, you know, that's not my business. Not my business. Not my business. My business is how I act. My personal growth is my personal growth. That's why it's called personal growth. I'm the person that's supposed to be doing it. And so when I don't do the right thing, when I make the wrong choice in being a loving, kind, forgiving, gracious person, I feel it. And, you know, he doesn't even know about it. But you know what really brought it home to me because we did the last 2 days we've been on the news. So Channel 13 came and interviewed us. And, oh my gosh, after the impromptu interviews that we did on air, because nothing was scripted, you know, they just ask us and you start talking. Well, he said, can I interview for you a non-live interview? And I said, sure. Y'all, and I'm serious, I'm going to write down some of the statements I made and just say them to you so you'll see what I'm talking about. Well, y'all, I need to just tend to my own side of the street, not somebody else's side of the street. I read back my interview. I didn't even listen to it because I didn't want to listen to it because after I read it, because he had the transcripts, I went, what does that even mean? If somebody read that, they would think that girl is an idiot. Bless her heart. Bless her sweet heart. Somebody that didn't know me, if they read that, they would go, what is she talking about? And, you know, it made me really think about me criticizing that man that was in the meeting when, you know, I just need to tend to my own self, take care of my own side of the street and let God take care of the rest, not my business. So it really made me think about it. So it also made me think about, I think these things I've told you before, but I think they're so important. They're so important. And I wrote this in my, love note today to my office and I'll share it on Facebook later and you'll see it. But I was talking about how Scott said that time that he was level 55 and I realized I'm level 65 instead of age 65. But I also was talking about becoming a level 10 person, which I heard that concept in Miracle Morning. You know, in order for me to become a level 10, I've got to be a level 10. I've got to work on those things within me, not you, me. Personal development. And so this is something that I'm really, really holding on to. And it says, the only thing in life we can control is ourselves. What we do, what we become, and how we show up for others. What we do, who we become, and how we show up for others. And y'all, and if I could just tend to that, I think everything will be okay. what I do, what I become, and how I show up for others. And how I show up for others is not by criticizing, is not by demoralizing, it's not by bringing them up to others. But I think that if I analyze why I did that, I told you that one of my defects of character is embarrassment. I get embarrassed. And sometimes I get embarrassed by something other people do. And that struck a chord in me, and it got me. But it's not mine to judge. It's not mine to figure out. Mine to figure out is me. I think that's why there's so much emphasis that God puts on the fact of non-judgment. Don't be a judgy person. Guess what? I talk about not judging people. I don't judge people for drugs or things like that, or missteps, or when I don't do that. But I have my own way of being judgy, and that's not cool. That's not cool. It doesn't do anything at all for my personal development. And the other thing that I wanted to share again, I shared the other day that I just love so much, and it was something that Jim Rohn said, and it's really sticking to me right now. It's really sticking to me, and I'm really meditating. I spent 2 hours today. I got up at 5, and from 5 to 7, apart from putting on my face, as my mama said, I have been spending praying and meditating and reading, and it's been just a wonderful, glorious morning. And I'm reminded of this statement: your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I want more and more of that. I want to attract what needs to be in my life by the person I become. I will not become that person by criticizing others, by drawing attention to something somebody did wrong. Because guess what? If somebody goes back and listens to that interview that I did, oh my gosh, for Channel 13, you're going to go, does she know how to speak English? Is she English speaking? Is English your second language? That's what they would say. It was horrible. Okay, it probably wasn't horrible. It was just kind of fun, because what I'm going to talk about tomorrow is how fun it is when you're a kid. When you mess up, you just improvise and you just go with the flow. As adults, we just beat ourselves up about it over and over and over. I know yesterday in the broadcast, the guy was adorable. He was great, Ethan. And he kept saying, he had a hard time remembering backpack blessings. He said backpack breakfast. He just couldn't remember it. And the more he was bothered by it, the worse it got. So I love it. So, Brittany, I know my daughter said she thought I did a great job. Britt, you're not talking about that one. This was after the interview. He did a non-live interview with me, and I sounded like English was my second language. But it was a great lesson for me, because it reminded me that I'm responsible for me and not somebody else. And it was a great, great lesson. I don't know. When am I going to stop getting lessons, y'all? That's what I want to know. When am I going to stop getting? I guess when I'm dead. So I guess I'll keep on getting them. Okay, our affirmation today is the person in the personal growth. And that's me. Okay, so here we go. Our greatest opportunity for growth are often masked in misfortune and mishaps. Rising from depths of despair, we find our true essence. Personal growth with emphasis on the person. That person is me. If I tend to my own personal growth, I will not have time to criticize yours. We are all, each and every one of us, learning the lessons intended for our growth, for my growth. My growth is my growth, and it does not happen while measuring yours. And so it is. So y'all remember, the only thing in life we can control is ourselves. What we do, what we become, and how we show up for others. That feels real peaceful to me. Be sweet, y'all. Bye.